Welcome, everybody. Week 3 is upon us. It's amazing. Mike P's 2-0, LT is 0-2, but literally everybody else is 1-1. It's quite exciting. Snuck out one against Jer last week. That felt amazing to take down Chris Hogan. The last two champs were going against each other in that matchup, and the champ took it down. So that was nice. Up here in Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia. It's a great time up here. You can see the mountains in the background. There they are. Yep. And the other thing that's going on up here right now. Oh gosh, that's really bright. There we go. The other thing we got going on right now is Core is joining us.
Great to be here, Lish.
Great to be here. Great to have a good time. We're going to break down some of the matchups. I'm going to do some of them. Corey's going to do some of the others. Let's get to it. First
now,
matchup.
wait. Before we go.
Yes.
Do the matchups I pick go against your season total?
They sure do. I
Great.
wouldn't let you pick against them if I didn't feel that I agreed with them.
Okay, great.
All right.
Great.
Well, the first matchup that I will be talking about is one of the easiest matchups to pick this week, and that's Joe Segura against Bradley Dunlap. This is a joke, right, Bradley? Like, the guys you're starting are not actually the guys you're going to start, right? Are we okay? Well, in any case, I got Fitzmagic against Andrew. Like, you're starting two guys, Bradley, on Indy, and they're playing Philly. I don't get whatever. Anyways, we'll get there. Fitzpatrick over Luck for sure. Now I'm looking at Jordan Howard and Kareem Hunt against frickin' Marshawn Lunchbox and frickin' Alex Collins. Let me run for 14 yards and take me out of the game. I'll take Howard and Hunt all day. Now I will say I like Hopkins, but and then Corey Davis is decent, but he's going against Jacksonville. So I don't know. I think I feel Crabtree and Golden Tate a little bit more there. I like Zach Ertz better than like Eric Ebron. He's and then Gio Bernard. You got Joe Mixon. I know you're hurting. That's probably why your lineup sucks so bad this week. But I do like Gio Bernard a little bit better than Powell, but I think Powell's going to have a good night tonight. In the end, I got Joe beating Bradley. Core, who's your matchup?
I'm going to start off with me. Me and Flash Gordon. I believe that's Andy.
Yes, that's Andy.
That's Andy.
He's a newcomer to the league.
Yeah, and I don't like his pickup of A. Callaway. I know he's a Browns fan, but I don't like relying on anyone on the Browns offense. So let's roll through here the positions. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP through 2 weeks, I got to think. Phillip Rivers going against a tough defense with the Rams. I like Mahomes edge to core on that. Now let's look at running backs. We have both Washington running backs are in this matchup. Andy has Penison, and I have Chris Thompson.
That's in the flex spot right now.
Yeah, that's in the flex spot, and honestly, I think Adrian Peterson should be not in Andy's flex spot. I think Jay Williams should be in his flex spot. So just for that reason, I give Chris Thompson the edge, because Chris Thompson is a true flex.
That's fair.
Dalvin Cook is going against the Bills. If he stays healthy, 20 points, guaranteed. But Melvin Gordon is a touchdown machine, and basically any dump-offs to Melvin Gordon, I think he had 2 receiving touchdowns last week, kind of go against Phillip Rivers for Andy. So running backs to me are a wash right now. Then we get to receivers. I already said I don't like A. Callaway. If A.J. Green doesn't go off for 60 yards and 3 touchdowns like he had last week, then I really like Julio Jones and Amari Cooper. Again, edge to me.
Yeah, especially Julio against New Orleans.
The only position I like Andy better is at tight end, because he has James Graham going against O.J. Howard for me. And O.J. Howard had a decent game last week, but I don't think it's sustainable. Don't like Carolina's D. I do like Jacksonville's D. I'll give myself the edge there. I had to pick up Matt Prater this week because Greg, the leg, a.k.a. Legatron, is injured. I'm going to say push for kickers, and I'm going to give myself the win here, 125-88.
So you're projecting yourself for 20 points more than your projections, and you're projecting him for 10 points less than his.
It's gonna be a rout.
It's gonna be a rout. I'll go to my matchup then next. Me versus Matt Starr. Your girlie digs my wood. I like Garoppolo against Kansas City, but Cam Newton's been freaking killing it this year, so a slight edge to Matt Starr there. In terms of the running back, Gurley and Crowell, I think Crowell could be all right tonight, but Thursday night football games are really hard to project. But Peyton Parker hasn't shown me nothing, and Leonard Fournette coming off his hammy. How do you go against Gurley? I guess I got to go with Matt there. Your second-round pick, Derrick Henry's on your bench, right? Okay, just want to make sure you're aware. Deshaun Jackson and Stephon Diggs. The thing I see there is Deshaun Jackson not living up to a third week craziness, and Stephon Diggs, them getting so far ahead so early that he just rides the pine for the second half. So I'm going to give myself the edge at wide receiver. I'm an edge at tight end as well. Flex is going to be a wild card. But overall, I think I like Matt Starr. I think I've gone against myself every pick this week. I
don't like that, Lish.
Well, who should I go for me?
I like when you go for you.
All right, I'll go for myself. Never mind, Matt Starr. You suck. I'm going to take you down, bro. All right, nothing but a Jimmy G thing. All right, what's the next one, Core?
The next matchup is going to be Chris Hogan, a.k.a. Jerry, versus No Le'Veon No Problem, a.k.a. Carrie with a C. Now, I feel bad for Carrie with a C because she had a plan this year at the draft. She actually got to pick a couple Steelers, and Juju Smith-Schuster has been dirty for her. And it's like, I feel bad that the Le'Veon has kind of, that whole situation that's going on in Pittsburgh right now.
But she drafted like a stud and took the handcuff, and how's that been working out for her?
Connor's been really good. So let's roll through here. I think Deshaun Watson's been playing like dump this year.
Dump.
And so I like Wentz. Fly Eagles
Even
fly.
with a little rust?
I love Wentz with a little rust because a little rust, you know what rust is? It's sharp, and Wentz is going to be sharp when he comes back, right? You ever go like this to rust?
No, I don't just
get a tetanus
rust.
And then it's sharp.
Get a tetanus and then it's sharp.
So, Kenyon Drake, Lamar Miller for me, both those guys, awful. If I had to give the edge to one of those, I'd give Lamar Miller for Jerry. Tevin Coleman versus James Conner. Now, Tevin Coleman gets 8 rushes a game, but for 115 yards. So if he
and Devonta Freeman's out, so
that's true. But last week he probably had under 15 rushes, and he's their number one. And
that's
I'm hoping
Matty Ice, baby.
Matty Ice taking those rushing touchdowns, and I'm hoping that Julio Jones is a big. I'm rooting for Julio Jones, not Tevin Coleman. However, I do like Tevin Coleman catching passes more than I like James Conner catching passes. Which brings me into my next point. Antonio Brown has been a bit of a diva this week. But you can't go against Tonio if you're comparing him against... I mean, actually, to be honest with you, Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. More points this week than Tonio. He did it last week. He's going to do it again. Tonio should not be rewarded for being,
a diva.
Facebook Live
Clearly,
that, Antonio.
Des Bryant
Facebook
being
Live
rewarded.
That. I love Keenan Allen. Jared Cook is either going to put up dirty or he's kind of boomer bust, but so is Greg Kittle. They both have had boomer bust so far. Wash on tight ends. Love Chris Hogan. Pierre Garçon is made of glass. Chris Hogan really showed Jared something for his team name and for his squad.
Last week?
What? No.
And the loss last week?
But Chris Hogan showed me something versus 1 catch, 11 yards in week 1, 2 touchdowns. Adding Josh Gordon to the mix potentially frees up Hogan because... when you have a white number one receiver...
Don't be saying Josh Gordon too much. Andy's got him on his bench.
When you have a white number one receiver in the NFL, your team is not going to be good. And now that Chris Hogan's back to being the number 2, I think, I like Chris Hogan to have a big game. And Josh Gordon's not really the number 1, but less attention will be paid to Hogan. I love Jared's D against the Giants. Did anyone see Eli Manning? If you get within this far from Eli Manning, he just falls down. So, sacks. Jared loves sacks, so I'm going to give him the edge there on defense. Gano and Vinatieri Wash. I like Jared by 15 here. 15 to 20. I love Jared.
15 to 20.
Nice win, Jared.
Nice win. All right. I am looking at LT versus Darcy. Where is my blunt versus the Shady Bradys? LT's ravaged at running backs with Freeman out and Ajayi out, and she had drafted Ronald Jones, which we all laughed at. So let's just go ahead and quick run through this. Stafford Brady, shootout, wash. Blunt and Richard, not as good as McCaffrey and Breda. Odell Beckham and Robbie Anderson. I'll call it a wash for her sake, but let's be real. She's got Kelsey, though. Kelsey against Rudolph is a win there, and I like Geronimo better than I like a Watkins. What I'm looking at here, though, I'm going to project Darcy to win, but Chargers defense against Lair, not great. Sammy Watkins could do absolutely nothing. Kyle Rudolph could be very touchdown dependent, especially against Buffalo if they get up and they're winning. And then, Demaryius Thomas against Baltimore, tough defense. Like, I could see, like, some of her guys putting up, like, less than 5 points. That's what she needs because she's going to have, like, 5 of her guys put up less than 5 points. 5, less than 5. Bold prediction. There it is. Darcy's going to win. Core, take it away.
Not very bold. LT's team's not very good. All right, let's quickly run through DT and Patty, which I think is a very intriguing matchup. Now, first thing before I get started, I'm not digging Patty's name. Alvin and the Kirkmonks?
Yeah.
No.
It's like Chipmunks, but Kirk.
Patty, you have so many other better names here to make a team name. Why hide? You're a Freeman. Like, that would be, right off the bat, is what I would go with.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about DT. He's so dependent on Breeze-Thomas connection that has really paid dividends for him in the first 2 weeks. His team, other than that, is really relying on Saquon Barkley. He's going right up against J.J. Watt. I don't like that matchup at all this week. They're going to be down big anyway. They're going to have to throw the ball. Jack Doyle's been dumped this year. Jarvis Landry, iffy. I don't think he's going to have a great game tonight for DT.
Calvin Ridley, straight off the waiver wire.
I don't, DT, he's missed
Ballsy.
Doug Baldwin, Tariq Cohen, Chris Carson, all have been misses for DT. Since Drew Brees and Mike Thomas don't combine for 85 points this week, I think that Patty, I really like Kamara, because Kamara kind of negates Brees a little bit. I love Cousins against Buffalo. Who wouldn't love anyone against Buffalo?
Does Kamara score more than Brees?
Kamara scores more than Michael Thomas, another prediction from me. I just like the whole makeup of Patty's team. I think he's more well-balanced, and DT's reliant too much on... He's reliant too much on this Breeze-Thomas combo, and you know what? This week it's going to bite him.
This week's going to bite him.
Patty by 10.
Patty by 10.
No. Patty by 30, because Patty only scores 90, but DT scores like 60, 65.
66. Okay, I was trying to figure out the math there. I just said Patty by 30. All right. Matchup of the week. All right, so we both looked at this. It is Mike P, Armed Rodgery, against Russell and Johnson, Kerry Dunlap. What did you see at the QB spot between Wilson and Rodgers?
Well,
you like how I did my Mike Tirico
I
Wilson?
love Wilson. Now, Wilson had a garbage time touchdown last week, but you can't go Wilson over Rodgers, and I even think the 20 for Wilson is even a bit of an over projection. Rodgers against Washington, he's going to carve him up like Thanksgiving turkey.
All right, so now turning to the running back, Mike P has finally decided to start Lindsey, who he drafted or who he claimed for $40 with his fab. So he's got him and Zeke going against Burkhead and an underperforming David Johnson. I know how I feel here, and I think I got Zeke and Lindsey, but I want to hear your thoughts.
David Johnson, Chicago's D, you might be like, oh, they suck. Not with Khalil Mack. David Johnson, another subpar performance. Rex Burkhead out in the second quarter with another concussion.
Another concussion, so we have it. All right. What about receivers? T.Y. and Mike Evans. Both have been balling out, but so have Brandon Cooks and Thielen.
Yeah. Cooks and Thielen had really nice weeks last week against me for carry, but I don't think Cooks puts up the same numbers. But I've never been in love with T.Y.
Going against Philadelphia cornerbacks,
never been in love with it. But I'm going to give the edge to Carey nonetheless because I still think Thielen and Cooks outperform T.Y. and Mike Evans.
See, I think I'm going to disagree with you there for the same reasons I stated with Stephon Diggs. I think they're going to get out to such an early lead. And, it's easy to think, by the time they get that lead, it's because Thielen and Diggs are going off. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think this could be... Shoot, I think I'm going to backtrack now because I'm thinking Dalvin Cook's injury. You know what? I think I'm with you. Carey's got Thielen and Cooks. Mike Evans is going to be in a shootout in Pittsburgh, but I think T.Y. is going to be shut down in Philly.
I hate waiting till Monday night to have a guy that needs to get like 20, 25 points.
Gosh, it's the worst. Jordan Reed and Gronk. I was really wrong about Gronk last week.
Mm-hmm. No question.
O.J. Howard definitely outperformed him, contrary to my prediction.
Thank you. And Evan Ingram, Mike P going again with the 2 tight end set.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's almost embarrassing because those are his best players. But I don't know why he doesn't go Jesse James over Evan Ingram. He's a homer.
I like Carey's tight end flex play a little bit better.
So do I.
So right now we got Mike P with QB running back edge. Carey's got the tight end kicker. I
like
this
Carey.
is a close one. The projections are like 0.9 apart.
I like Carey to bring Mike P back to the pack.
Back to the pack.
And I think that we're gonna have nobody's gonna be 3-0 at the end of this week, and I'll just leave it at that. Mike P.
Gosh, that'll be the quickest someone.
Ty's overprojected. Jordan Reed's overprojected.
DT's weighing in.
Yikes!
DT, you want to show your
Wizard
face?
of Oz behind the curtain over here.
Wizard of Oz. He
Ty's
hasn't been there.
overprojected. Jordan Reed's overprojected.
DT, you're not gonna like.
I'm
my
gonna go-
There's the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Thielen's underprojected against.
Thielen's underprojected. All right, well, there you have it. In the matchup of the week, we've got Carey Dunlap crushing Mike P by a score of 115 to 113. Does that seem reasonable?
No, I think she's gonna crush 109.9 to 109 exactly on the projections.
Exactly on the projections. First time in ESPN history because the projections suck so much. All right, I think that's it. This is a long video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're out. Peace.